Hello, it's me again, Margaret. Oh, this video is, I'm not doing part two quite yet, but after I watched my take on my last TikTok, really what I wanted to speak on is, those of you who don't know very much about psychology, especially child psychology and stuff, and toxic family dynamics, dysfunctional families and stuff like that. One thing that is not spoke about in the healing community very much is the personified child. And normally it's single parents with only one child, or it normally happens with an older child. Single parent, where the parent and the child become too close, where the single parent or the parent that's being neglected turns to their child as an emotional support. Sometimes it can get even worse than that, where there actually becomes almost like a romantic engagement or enmeshment between parent and child, and where it can go sexual as well. And this is something I want to bring light to. This healing journey of mine, when I was, I think, 12 years old, I had a stepfather. His name was Gilbert Delgado. And, my dad wasn't around. He was in the Navy. His job took him away from his family. Most of the time he was gone. So I didn't really have too much of a strong male role model. My stepfather, Gilbert, was a juvenile probation officer. And probably about a year into my stepfather and my mom's marriage, we're living in El Paso. And he's trying to encourage me to find my passions. He asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And first person ever really asked me since I was outside of like teachers and stuff, since I was about 4 or 5 years old. And he was in, the law profession, trying to help troubled youth, basically as a juvenile probation officer. And without any thought, I told him I wanted to be a forensic children's psychologist. But I wouldn't explain why. I wanted to be in the legal system, but not in a way that, I won't go into it too much. But anyway, I got off my life path because when I was 11, God spoke to me and told me that if I did not have kids early, that I would not be able to have children if I waited till later in life. Like I said, if anybody has seen my TikToks, my YouTubes, I've been saying I was gifted. I've been gifted all my life. God speaks to me regularly to guide me normally, or to let me know about things that are fixing to happen. A lot of times I don't tell anybody. I let people make their own choices. But anyway, getting back to the personified child part. Personified children because of the dynamics and not having a parent who disciplined. Because most personified children, they take up a role of a mate, okay, a life partner. If it's a female, they take up a role that is the dynamic is similar to a relationship between a husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. so their dynamics in the relationship are different. So when it comes to disciplining, reinforcing boundaries, teaching right from wrong, trying to guide the child by using discipline to help them understand, they made bad choices and to guide them in the right direction. Those kind of things either don't work, or the ones that they implement, there's no reinforcing. Okay? Because the dynamic is more like partners. Because most of the time when you look at husband and wives or spouses and the dynamics, one spouse is not, they might take the advice of their partner unless there's abuse present, okay? A normal, healthy. Most partners, if a partner demands that another partner does something, 8 chances out of 10, I ain't gonna say 9, 8 chances out of 10, if one partner demands it, unless there's good reason why they're demanding it, the other partner is not going to lead. If they don't think it's right for them, they're not going to lead. They're not going to do. And sometimes they won't do it just for spite because this person's demanding instead of asking. And with a personified child, that kind of trying to discipline and guide the child in a healthy way by using discipline does not work, because the child sees themselves on the same level as the parent. And a lot of times when this happens, the child is strong in something that the parent lacks. That's why the dynamic is like that in the first place. That's why it happens. Because there is not another support partner for the other parent to help them see that it's not going to work. Because one thing I've learned in my mental health experience therapy time, and it's been a long time, is, and I kind of lost my train of thought there, so I'm probably going to have to end that at that. But I hope to speak on this more, because I really did just lose my train of thought. There's some commotion going on in the house or something. So I need to go check on everything. I hope to talk more about this. But it's really something that I believe mental health, schools, courts, especially DSS and child services and things like that, child advocate services, lawyers, guardian ad litem. I really believe that these kind of systems need to be aware of signs that a child has been personified, because if you watch the interaction between parent and child, especially when they're alone, and there's not another, if they're interacting with one person and it's just the two of them interacting with, like say going to therapy or whatever, and there's two of them present, if you watch the engagement between the two, you can tell there are signs. And this is one of the things that I was working towards putting content out about. Because I have an end goal in mind. And this is the path I'm on, and I hope to bring light to this subject. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see y'all on the other side.